The Taliban have taken a provincial capital for the first time since US-led forces started withdrawing from Afghanistan. The militants captured Zaranj, the capital of Nimroz province on the border with Iran. It's a major symbolic victory for the militants who have advanced rapidly in recent weeks. And joining us now for more from Kabul is journalist Franz Marti. Franz, how significant is the fall of this provincial capital for the Taliban and for Afghan forces?
It is certainly a significant gain for the Taliban, maybe less because it's a provincial capital, but more Zaranj sits on the border with Iran, so it is a trade hub. And then it's not about how much money the Taliban can gain from trade, more about how much they keep the revenue away from the government, so the government loses money through the fall. But of course, it's also symbolical because it is a provincial capital. There might, in fact, have been a second provincial capital fallen to the Taliban today. In Sheberghan, fighting has been going on, and government troops have apparently retreated to a base outside the city. So the Taliban try to make good of this symbolic victory, and that this will accelerate attacks in other places. Whether or how this will play out remains to be seen.
Now, the Taliban have been making steady gains since international troops largely quit Afghanistan, but have until recently stayed away from the bigger cities. Could we be in for a long battle?
That's very much likely. So the Taliban strategy at the beginning seems to have been taking over rural areas and then demand at the negotiation table, which they apparently did earlier this summer, surrender of the government. When the government didn't surrender, the Taliban apparently, given what happened during the past day, then decided to put it up a notch and also attack provincial capitals. Now there are attacks against several provincial capitals across Afghanistan, some more severe, some less. But it seems to be that the Taliban want to show with this that they can take over the whole country. However, given that, for example, in Lashkargah, the capital of the Taliban stronghold Helmand, government forces hold out much longer than probably observers would have been expected, and put up a stiff resistance. It shows that the Taliban can maybe take over some provinces, several provinces, the whole country. That would be a long battle.
We've also seen other forms of resistance. This week, Afghan people have protested in several cities, including in Herat and in Kabul, against the Taliban. Tell us more about these demonstrations.
It started in Herat, where government forces and militias have fended off an attempt of the Taliban to take over Herat. I can't say how spontaneous it was, but then a few nights ago, people were going on their rooftops and shouting, "God is great," in support of government forces, thanking them and God to have saved the city. Then it was replicated in Kabul, where the shouts even continued while there was gunfire from an attack in the city going on. And then it has also been repeated in many other cities. So this shows that a significant part of the population is against the Taliban and supports the government.
All right, Franz Marti, journalist in Kabul, thank you very much for your reporting.